Okay, we're welcome back. We're in the part 2 of UCL 73 questions with students. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Lydia. I've just completed my master's in nanotechnology and regenerative medicine.
Oh wow, that sounds super interesting.
It is.
So why did you pick UCL for your master's?
I picked UCL because of its prestige, the academias, but most importantly for me, it was the research facilities. That was the most important aspect.
Oh, okay. And what would you say the application process was like?
The application process was quite straightforward. It was quite easy to kind of fill out the application, and yeah, it was quite a smooth process.
And your degree sounds super interesting. What would you say was the most interesting thing you've learned from a lecture?
So it was quite an interesting degree, but for me personally, I think my favorite part was learning more about nanoparticles, their sizes, and how you can kind of tailor them and apply nanoparticles for biomedical imaging purposes. That was my favorite.
Oh wow, that was a really detailed answer. And then what would you like to do after your master's now that you're done?
So my goal is to get into research. So hopefully I'm applying. I'm in the process of applying. Getting into research is quite complicated, and I'm kind of, I'm taking it day by day.
Okay, well that sounds really good, and good luck with your future career and future studies.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can find some other students to interview. We're right now at UCL East. Oh, maybe they'd be interested. Hi. Do you mind answering some questions for UCL?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, perfect. Do you mind just introducing yourself and what you study?
Hi everyone, my name is Imon and I'm currently going into my final year of mathematical computation.
Okay, and how do you manage your academic workload? Seems like a lot.
Yes, it's a joint degree, so the workload is actually a lot, but it actually comes down to planning in terms of my priorities, my deadlines. At the beginning of every week, I spend, let's say, half an hour to 40 minutes in terms of planning what I need to do for the week.
And then how many exams do you usually have?
Well, it depends quite a lot. My personal experience, I used to have a lot of exams towards the beginning of my study. So in my first year, I had 8 modules, and all the modules were exam-based, even though there were like a little bit of coursework here and there. But last year, like in my third year, the amount of exams came down a lot, that because of my module choice. So everything was like very coursework based. And in my final year, I'll only be having 1 exam. When you get to choose the optional modules in terms of whether you want to give more priority to exams or coursework. So yeah, certainly you can kind of decide on that.
Okay, I see. So you can tailor a lot depending on your strengths.
Yes, certainly.
And then the last question, what's been the most rewarding university experience for you?
Well, it's quite tough to kind of, pick up on one experience that was very rewarding. But instead of like looking at big moments, I would like to kind of recall very small steps that I've taken. I would start with the mistake that I made in my first year. I was kind of quite focused on my studies and wasn't kind of interacting with people or going to try out different things. So that kind of made my first year a bit stressful. But then later on, I tried to kind of have an open mind, kind of interact with people more, go into clubs and societies. That way, my workload came down a lot as well, and I started to enjoy my overall experience, and that actually helped me to settle into my uni life quite well as well.
Okay, well thank you so much for all the advice. And yeah, I guess I'll see you around.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you, bye-bye.
Wow, everybody on this campus is really nice. And I guess we can make our way inside the Marshgate building and see what's going on in there. Oh wow, this tree exhibit looks really interesting. Oh my god, Karen, hi!
Hello!
We're doing 73 questions with UCL students. Do you mind answering some?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. So do you mind just introducing yourself and what you study?
Yeah, my name is Karen and I did psychology and language sciences at UCL.
Okay, and what would you say is the student and professor dynamic like at UCL?
I would describe it as professional, friendly, and what you make of it.
Okay, and how has a professor helped you during your time here?
There's this one assignment and it was a research proposal. I was struggling with a lot because there were so many ideas that I had. So I went into her office hours, I think 2 or 3 times, and yeah, it turned out really great. So
Okay, that's good. I've had like a similar problem as well, but yeah, professors can be really helpful. And what would you say is an academic challenge that you've had to overcome?
I feel like it wasn't really specific assignment that I really struggled with, but rather like a more of a meta thing. So the transition between school and uni was what I struggled with the most,
Okay.
especially with the writing style of the essays. There was like references and like in-text citations, so that was definitely what I struggled with the most.
Okay, yeah. And then what's your favorite place to study?
Well, I feel like that really depends on my workload. In my first and second year, I love the student center, but for my third year, when the workload got increasingly higher, I tend to go to the IOE or the science library instead.
Yeah, I feel like SC is definitely more of a social and study spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for answering these questions.
Yeah, no problem. Oh, hey, Annie.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, good. We're just filming a YouTube video for UCL.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you mind answering some questions for us?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, great. We'll pass the mic. Okay. Thanks, Karen. Bye. So, Yanni, do you mind introducing yourself and what you study?
Yes, so I'm Yanni and I've just finished my undergraduate history at UCL.
Okay. And what are your plans for after university?
After university, I'm doing an accelerated 2-year law course before a specific solicitor qualifying exam, and then I will be commencing my training contract in 2027.
Oh, wow. You have a lot of plans.
A lot of plans.
Yeah, let me get my ID card out really quick. So do you think UCL has prepared you for your next academic course and your future career?
Well, university and at UCL, there's a lot of different people you can meet, a lot of different networks, and a lot of different societies you can join. So through doing that, I was able to better find out what I wanted to have as a career.
Okay. And then how did you choose your career path?
I chose my career path because I think it's something that I would enjoy, a combination of law and business, and also because it would match my skill set and something that I developed during my degree at UCL doing history.
Got you. And then what's one piece of advice you would give your first year self?
I would say to enjoy university, it's a great time, and I would also say to get involved or take the initiative to apply to internships that I did in my second and third years.
And what kind of internships were those?
Commercial law.
Commercial law. Okay, that's really interesting. And did you do any other internships?
Oh yeah, of course, Laidlaw Scholarship.
Yeah, we
I
did that one together, guys.
Yeah, so from 2022 to 2024, the first summer is a research project for 6 weeks, and the second year you do a leadership in action program, which is 6 weeks too. And I did mine in Colombia.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
great
really
times,
cool.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for answering these
Anytime.
questions. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, well now that Yanni's gone, I'm actually getting kind of hungry. So let's go to the refectory and see if I can get a snack. Oh, I think I see a student here. Maybe we can ask her some questions about what it's like to be a UCL student and living in London. Hello.
Hello.
Have I caught you at a bad time?
Oh no, I'm just reading my
Just
book.
reading? Okay, that's cool. Oh my god, is that a pastry?
Yeah, do you want it?
Yeah, I'm actually so
Sure.
hungry. Can I have? Thank you. Oh, so generous.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much. So do you mind answering some questions for UCL's 73 question video?
Of course.
Okay, perfect. So you know London's like a very busy place, and sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming. Where would you say you go if you want to relax and unwind?
Definitely avoid Central. But yeah, big fan of like Hampstead Heath. If it's a weekday, sometimes I'll go to a museum because they're always empty. Usually there's a sweet treat involved.
A sweet treat?
Yes.
Where would you recommend getting a sweet treat or some coffee?
Oh, well, that could be its own video, couldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Ooh, right now, big fan of Haiti. It's the end of summer, but the grapefruit mango sago hits.
Oh.
Also, Gower Street Waterstones. The cafe's really cute, and the stuff's always really nice. But I think my personal favorite, because, you know, trying to cut down on my caffeine, would have to be Katsute 100. Their
my God,
hojicha
yes.
lattes, the best.
Yeah, I've had them before. I think it's my favorite drink in London. Also, it's very expensive to live here. Would you recommend getting a part-time job?
Yeah, I think the majority of UCL students that I know have a part-time job or have had a part-time job just to have like a little bit of extra spending cash. It's always nice.
Any advice for people looking for a flat?
Avoid living in a basement.
Did you do that?
Yes.
And how do you budget your expenses?
I don't. That's why I have a job.
Okay. And is transportation a major expense for you?
Yes. It's probably my biggest expense, actually.
Really? The
I'm going to
TFL?
be commuting next year as well, so I'm really looking forward to spending £12 on the tube
Oh gosh.
every day.
Well, thank you so much for answering these questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. Okay, there's a lot of people studying right now, so let's see if we can find someone to ask questions. Okay, I think we found someone. Hi.
Oh, hey, come sit down.
Thank you. Do you mind answering some questions for the 73 video?
Go for it.
Okay, perfect. First, can you introduce yourself and what you study?
Hi, I'm Oj. I am currently doing computer science.
Okay. And how did you find which societies were right for you?
Initially, before I came to UCL, I just had a look at the Student Union website, and it listed about a couple hundred societies.
That's
and
so
I just
many.
browsed through them
Yeah.
to pick which one. But
Okay.
later on, when I actually came here, I just did all of them. I
Oh, wow.
attended all of the 12 weeks to find out what was good.
So you went to a lot of tasters.
A lot of tastings.
And how often would you say societies meet?
Depends on the society, but about once a week is the average. I remember my cell society used to happen twice a week, but really involves you.
Okay. And what is the commitment expectations for joining a society?
Like most things at university, it kind of depends on you. You will probably find some sort of arrangement where the level of commitment you can give is fine. But obviously with something like sports, you're expected to commit a lot more than something like, again, salsa, where you can come in as you please.
I see. And what has been your favorite society event so far?
Gliding.
Gliding, what's that?
Flying on a glider was
What?
definitely my favorite.
That's crazy. That's really cool. So you recommend Gliding Society?
1000%.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for answering these questions.
Thank you.
Great, I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let's see if we can find one more person. Ooh, okay, she looks really nice. Let's ask her our final questions. Hello.
Hi.
Do you mind being in the UCL 73 questions video?
Oh yes, I would love to.
Okay, perfect. Do you mind just introducing yourself and what you study?
Yes, of course. Hi everyone. I'm Edda. I actually just graduated from UCL. I studied BA Media here at UCL East, and I am now your Equity and Inclusion Officer at Students Union UCL.
Oh wow, so what made you decide to become an officer?
Well, I had the time of my life at UCL in the past 3 years, and UCL has provided me with so many great opportunities. And I really wanted to give back to my community, and I just figured that becoming a sabbatical officer is one of the best ways to do it.
And what are your goals as the Equity and Inclusion Officer?
So, as the Equity and Inclusion Officer, it is my responsibility to make sure that our campuses are welcoming for all of our students. So, I work on the UCL Students Experience team to provide you with the most inclusive environment.
Okay, and then how can regular students become more involved in the student union?
You know, join a club or a society or join our networks, you know, run for a committee position, run to become a sabbatical officer or a student officer. You know, there are millions of ways to do it.
Okay, great. And then just one last question. I know a lot of people might be concerned with making friends at university. What is some advice you would give to them?
Well, there is no one right way to answer this question. But I'd say if you are staying on campus, if you're living in halls as a fresher student, I think the easiest way to, you know, make friends is to, you know, talking to people in your halls, your flatmates. But if you're a commuter, please don't worry. There are other millions of ways to make friends, such as by being part of clubs and societies, and maybe even like studying in one of our cafes and bars, you know, talking to people around you. There are millions of ways to do it.
Okay, well that sounds really great. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.